Hello ladies and gentlemen, MarauderEX here back with more Let's Play Grandia II. We are in the final showdown with Zera Valmar. We are going to take out this obnoxious butterfly deity. I don't get... This is a big thing, I guess, in a lot of specific culture, Japanese culture. You've got... Also, I wanted to let him get an attack off because I want you to see his head to come out of the creepy... There's just so many vagina references in this game that you don't think about until you start looking at. But yeah, that's a thing that just happened. So, there's a lot of butterfly references. This guy is Butterfly, Aizen, and Bleach. His final ultimate form is very butterfly-esque. There's a lot of butterfly references in Japanese culture. Alright, I would really love it if Millennia actually got Spellbinding Eye off at some point today. That would be wonderful. Alright, so now the game is over. Because, just like all other enemies, Zera Valmar is not immune to this thing. So, yeah. Now all we get to do is ridiculous amounts of damage to this thing, and it's game over. Because I guarantee you I'm going to do more damage to it than it's going to be able to withstand before this thing wears off. Actually, no, it might. It might not. Might not do. It may. It may very well just be able. Why? I was going to say, why is Elena not getting an action? But there's a possibility he'll recover from that before. So let's do a spell, shall we? We've got Dragon Zap, Gad Zap. Yeah, we haven't seen Gad Zap. Let's do Gad. Or haven't we seen Gad Zap? I don't know. I want to do a special video that would be all of the spells and special abilities. So, yeah, I think we've seen Gad Zap. Like, I could have done Meteor, but it doesn't matter at this point. He's pretty much done. I don't know how much HP he's got, but it's over half gone now, so does it really matter?
Here goes my impact bomb.
And I can just throw out the abilities that, you know, go really fast. I also could have used Elena to use the Platinum Feathers that we've got to greatly increase everyone else's IP gauge, so that they skip the IP gauge and go almost straight to calm. So, and we want to kill him with something nice. Looks like Elena's going, or Millennia is going to get the final hit with her signature move, Fallen Wings. I find it fitting that the new Valmar is taken out by the piece of Valmar, one of the pieces of Valmar he could not contain. And as you can see, the effect of Spellbinding Eye did wear off, but not before he died. Alright, so we now find out that Roan and Tio were fighting the Valmar Magnas on their own. Roan's kind of given up. Tio, however, is not. This is kind of a Deus Ex Machina thing. I don't understand what happens. But we'll see what happens to them in a minute. Zera realizes that even with the power of Valmar, he is no match for us. In his own twisted way, he really just wanted to, bring salvation to the world. But, it's like, Nick Fury's line in The Avengers, like, you say peace, but we think you mean the other thing. Like, you say salvation, but we really think you mean, damnation. You are no god, you're a pathetic loser who forgot people share their hearts with each other. That's the thing, the strength of the heart is even just more increased when other hearts are added to it. That's, what Kingdom Hearts tried to teach us. And this came out years before that. I learned to share my heart with Rita and Elena and everyone, and she grew as a person. You cheated and betrayed all of the people who trusted you. There's no way man such as you could see what was really important. If you can't see that, then you're no god. You were only ever looking into a mirror. You had already given up on us from the very beginning, forgetting what truly matters. You could never be God, much less a man. Ryudo going for the low blows. I did not want to be swallowed by darkness, to be judged on the day of darkness. He was ever afraid. Was it Valmar's moon that led me here to this cold, dead place? Or was it only me? Not a man, just a fool. Well, now we have a problem, because Valmar's not going to be able to stay in one piece now, because we kinda killed him.
Am I dead? No, you are alive.
Did you save me?
Yes.
I'm sorry. It must have hurt. It must have really hurt.
No, it did not hurt at all. It is worse to have a broken heart. I do not want to be sad again. I want to be near people.
Tio, you're squeezing too tight.
Oh, I'm sorry.
You won't be sad again. I'll be with you. Oh, I have fond memories like this. So warm. I think someone once held me like this. What's wrong?
This is a very strange feeling. Is this heart to heart? I feel so peaceful. Why is this? I am so happy, but you are only supposed to cry when upset, right?
Tio, let's go home. Back to everyone.
Yes, let's go home, to where we were born.
Alright, so that's the Deus Ex Machina thing that I was talking about. It's like, how did Tio Like, how can she fly in space? That's never really answered. At all. To my knowledge. And we see the granite cliffs are shining. The world is returning. So the world's actually healing itself. Much like, I guess, the live stream. The world has been made safe. Valmar's been defeated. We're just kind of standing in space because now we're kind of deity-esque. Just because Valmar's gone doesn't mean everything's peaceful. Yeah, you still have a long way to go. There's always been suffering even before Valmar came into the world. Granite cliffs may be healed, but Valmar destroyed cities. Wounded land, killed people. I mean, he destroyed Siren. People possessed by Valmar have not still not gotten their souls back. Little blind girl, the dead whose bodies were defiled. Yeah, all these people that were affected. There's nothing for people to believe in anymore. Yeah, there's no hope of Granis. Like, what do you believe? Like, it's simple. Have people believe in each other. Like, just because darkness is gone doesn't mean the fact that, you know... Both man and world are torn up inside, left broken. Has the fate of man not changed? Yeah, I mean, you changed fate just now.
Mankind needs goals to be content. Everyone must pray and hope for happiness. They must live a proper, disciplined life. People had too much freedom.
Listen, I've had it up to here with all that saintly stuff. The word proper is way too subjective. We gotta live as free as we feel. Oh, Elena, you are so straight-laced.
I guess I'll never see eye to eye with you. Say, Ryudo, what do you think?
Yeah, Ryudo. Whose side are you on?
Thank you, both of you. I believe in neither darkness nor light. I believe in people. We gave our birthright away. We didn't trust in ourselves. But now, I'm going to return the world to its owners.
That's just like you, Ryudo. Always taking the middle ground.
I guess so, huh? Well then, let's go.
Millennia? What do I do?
Oh, jeez. Come on, Elena, don't you know?
I see.
And we see the truth.
Come on, let's go!
So, Elena was really, you know, the angel on Rito's shoulder, and Millennia was the devil. And you really can't exist without both, can you? So, by their powers combined, you've got an angel and a demon coming back to Earth and giving hope, I guess. Like, everyone saw Rito come back. The CG, you know, was way more impressive when I was a kid. But, you know, it's still kind of neat to see kind of a ridiculously beautiful landscape. But it is kind of cliche that, you know, Elena is the little angel, but we kind of saw it coming. Elena and Millennia were two halves of the same person. Water fills the granite cliffs, I guess. I don't understand what the point of that is. I guess it was so that the world's not divided. And 1 year later... Now this part is where the ending can get kinda long. Years pass, the water-filled canyons of the Granite Cliffs have become a trade route, so our country is well visited. This activity reflects the happiness of the people. Their memories of suffering are finally fading into the past. But we must not forget that time. The compassion we learned then must also not fade from our hearts. So we see Polk. And Roan! We get to take over as Roan. I love how Roan's like, yeah, just, you know, take care of the castle for a little bit. It's fine. Everything's good. So we get to talk to people, and since I didn't do too much talking to these people beforehand, I don't really care to talk to too many of them now. But you can go through and get, you know, an idea of how the world has recovered in the last year. You can't bring up the menu or anything, so yeah. But we can leave, because the goal is Roan's out to search for his friends. He wants to go find Ryudo and Elena and Millennia. Tio, however, is a little closer to home. You going out? Yes! Town's back to normal, so I'm gonna go see what everyone's up to. Hey Tio, where have you gotten to? So, Tio now works as a nurse at the doctor's office. That's what she has chosen to do with her life. If only that's... I'll say hello to everyone, and Merrick too. Tell everyone that... I love how she still refers to Tio. Like, instead of I am very... It's Tio is very happy. And Roan gets Tio's pendant. It must be precious. Alright, see you. Roan says goodbye to everyone. I love how this kingdom's like, yeah, our king, we can just let him go off on his own. Do whatever he wants. It's cool. He's cool. It's fine. I mean, he did help take on a dark god, so if anyone doesn't really need a bodyguard, it would be him. And we get some awesome little CG of, you know, Roan on a boat. Row your boat, I guess. Roan is pretty much going to hit all of the major towns that we hit before. So like I said, this part is... It's going to be long on its own, and it can be even longer if you choose to talk to everyone. Like, here's Risotto. I'm planning a little trip. And do you know where they sell any wire? Risotto's still a little derpy. Gonzola. Gonna put on a show. I don't know, I still haven't seen his other companions, so, like, I don't know what happened to them. But, the person we really want to talk to is up here. We come up here, and it's Millennia! Little kids harassing Millennia. And there's Millennia. New hairstyle, a new look. So full of energy and all used for evil. Now, apparently, Millennia is this town's teacher. She has taken up a job as a teacher. It's interesting. Suppose I shouldn't call you Little anymore. A little surprised, so you really did become a teacher. Out of everyone, that was not who I would have picked. Like, I didn't see that one coming. Little brats took to me, I can't get rid of them. Don't think I haven't tried. And kid ramming into Millennia. Teacher's getting angry. I gotta say, I like Millennia's new look. She looks good. Everyone's new look actually looks pretty cool. And there's Sky. We haven't seen much of him for a while in the game. Are you here with Miss Millennia? It's like, someone needs to keep an eye on her. Heaven knows I wouldn't trust my hatchlings with that woman. So, you know, it looks like Sky's hanging out with Millennia. And the kids apparently find the bird amazing, and thus chase him around. While Roan and Millennia stare on and find it hilarious. Like, have you seen Ryudo? You mean that good-for-nothing petty thug? One day he said, I have one last thing to do, and left. I haven't seen him since. I haven't heard any rumors about him lately. So, Ryudo just kind of vanished. You're not lonely? You don't understand at all. Ryudo, he's special. He'd never run off with another woman. I know he'll come back to me. No matter how far the road takes him, he will. Millennia still has her unconditional, undying love of Ryudo. And to be fair, Ryudo still has his unconditional, undying love for Millennia. But where does that leave, Elena? Well, we'll see here in a moment, I suppose, because we're going to see everyone. And now that water is over the Grandia Cliffs, the new tram system has been rebuilt, and it seems like this is more just a straight-on flying machine. Like, it doesn't have the wire connections. It just kind of goes where it wants. I guess without the wind of the Grandia Cliffs causing problems, it can just kind of go wherever now. So this is interesting, isn't it? It's the same vehicle, just kind of on its own. And here we have Merig's village, which means we're going to stop and say hi to Merig. They gave him a wonderful monument. I mean, he did help save the world. Everything is alright now. The world, people are improving. Even nature is recovering faster than I once believed possible. And so what comes next that I'm unsure of? He places Tio's pendant on Merig's monument. You know. Tio's doing fine. She's assisting the doctor. And she couldn't be happier. And hey, look! It's a bunch of little Karos. We know they kind of hang out in this village. But they brought us something. What did they bring us? They brought us Ryudo's pendant. What's going on? So I guess Ryudo was here as well to pay his respects to Merig. That's, interesting. And hopping another flight on the airship. I just love the slowly drifting airship. That's hilarious. And Ryudo's hometown. Swordsmen practicing vigilantly. Regaining their honor is the greatest, you know, sword trainers. Gata is still wondering why Ryudo hasn't returned home. You know, now that things have cleared up, they were told he was more than welcome to return home. And we're in Marumu. So we come over here and let's find out what happened to Arya and her mother. Well, Arya seems to be doing alright. making a mess in the shed again. I'm just making a wreath for Nicholas. Well, Mom, you always say do your best in whatever you do. Just doing my best to make a wreath. Now, it seems like she hasn't changed much. Still focusing on the happiness of others. Only her mouth has grown up. And Sandra recognizes us. It's been a while, so... Little Arya. And Arya recognizes us for sure, because she wanted Roan to come back and play. Are you doing as your mother told you? Thank you so much for what you did. Thanks to you, I was able to keep from losing hope. So it seems like the people who lost their souls to Valmar eventually recovered. And Arya's still working on her garden. We have so many guests today. The singing girl came by. Singing girl. So it seems that Elena's here as well. She is in a traveling show going around to lots of places. No, we did not pay attention at all. Let's go see what this is all about. Come over here. And Elena also has a new look, and she's looking good as well. A little poofy in the shoulders, but you know, that's just not as flattering a dress as Millennia tends to wear. But Millennia tends to go for the skimpy, form-fitting. This is more performer. And again, with things that you wouldn't expect. So, Elena's the one traveling around singing. Just, you know, being as free as she wants. And Millennia is the one who stayed and became a teacher and, you know, stuck with responsibility. Both characters did kind of a 180 of what you would have expected them to, simply because of their experience with the other. Travel from town to town sharing joy. It somehow seems like quite a difficult life. Allows me to see so many happy faces, seen the world, and it's at peace now. So, you know, I think everyone seems so happy. She did, you know, use her powers as a bard during the final confrontations, so... I sing is my source of joy. It's what I love to do. It's glad to see she's happy. Everyone else is doing fine. But, what about Ryudo? Where is he here with you? Has he returned? Seems like Ryudo is doing his best to just, you know, fly under the radar. Are you really alright being alone? How can you wait like this? Keeping your faith in Ryudo. Well, you know, we kinda have to have faith in Ryudo. You asked Millennia the same thing, right? The experience we shared, all of us, have bound us together in a way that defies understanding. But this bond we share can be felt, but not seen. This is faith. So, in the end, Elena now knows the true meaning of faith. Not blind faith. And just like before, she has, you know, this awkward, innocent love of Ryudo. And, he has it for her as well, because she can feel it. You don't need to touch a heart to feel it. Ryudo's heart beats in time with the pulse of the earth. Wherever I am, I can feel him. And I believe this from the bottom of my heart. All things are possible through belief. Our heart's desires will come to pass even as we have met now. I know it sounds crazy. This is what I put my faith in now. Nope. Doesn't sound crazy to me. I have more faith in my friends and my loved ones than basically any other source, so... I want the world to realize that... the music of the heart of the world connects each and every one of us. It's a very entertaining dynamic between the three of them now, because obviously Ryudo's in love with both of them, they're both in love with Ryudo, and they're all connected on a very deep level, because, you know, Elena and Millennia were the same person. They knew each other's thoughts and feelings, and they both know Ryudo's as well, because they were inside Ryudo's heart as well. So... and Elena starts singing, bringing the whole village together. I also love that there's water in that creek now. I didn't think there was before. I thought it was just broken, because it was one of the cracks of the granite cliffs. And the last place we see is not a place that actually Roan visits. This is just us. It's the village where all of this started, where Ryudo was contracted to help escort a songstress of Granis to a tower for a sealing ceremony. No one knowing where this would actually lead them. The priest still standing watch over the town. Unfortunately, his daughter died in the... I believe that's his wife. I'm not entirely sure who she is. Like I said, I didn't talk to half the other NPCs. But we see that even that village is doing well. Where it all started. And under a tree, on a hilltop overlooking a mountain, we see Ryudo. We will depend on gods and miracles no longer. We will rely on none but ourselves. You'll be able to observe the truth of my words. Goodbye, Grana Saber. So, I guess this is where he buried the Mana Saber as a monument to his brother. Where all of this started. And just a lone tree. It always ends with a tree. There's always very heavy symbology of trees with JRPGs, isn't there? And that is the end. So all we have left is the credits. That's it. And the credits are where I typically give my, thoughts and feelings of the game. I love this game. I really love it. I'm so glad I came back and replayed it. I forgot just how good it really was. It's a fabulous game. It has some issues, some proofreading and quality control issues that probably need to be addressed. But, however, as of the time of this episode going up, it's been announced that this game will be coming to Steam. They are going to be doing a remake, re-release of this game, where hopefully they will fix a lot of these issues. They'll fix some of the translation issues of making sure the spells have the right descriptions, the items have the right descriptions. giving a little bit more information on like what suppress versus reduce IP, what some of the terminology means. Hopefully a lot of that gets fixed so that it's not as much of a random crapshoot to find out what's going on. But it will be available on Steam, so when this game comes out, I really cannot recommend this enough to pick up a copy and play it yourselves. Game Arts are going to be doing the translation. They've asked what games you would like to see in the future, if re-releases were possible. This was the first one by an overwhelming margin, because it is just an amazing game. It's beautiful, is what it is. The soundtrack, the character designs, there are a lot of cliche moments, but the characters themselves are just really well done. I resonate with them really well. Ryudo is one of my favorite characters of all time in many RPGs. Like, I just very few characters. Like I said, very few characters resonate with me in the same way that he does. So, and all of the characters have something unique about them. They're not just completely 2D characters. There's development. You see, dialogue and interaction with them that just kind of makes them feel a little more real. And to be fair, I was more disappointed when Merrick died than when Eris died in Final Fantasy VII. I had more of a connection to Merrick as a character than Eris, because he just seemed more well-rounded. He was not a two-dimensional character. Eris is not she's more, I'd say she's more two-dimensional, but that's just my thought. But it's a fantastic game. I have a couple issues with it. No game is perfect, but this game definitely ranks up there in, my top 10 games of all time, not just RPGs of all time, but this ranks up there within the top 10 games, easily. The soundtrack is amazing. I strongly suggest, if you can find a copy of it somewhere, to pick it up. It's great. And maybe even when this game comes out on Steam, they'll release a digital copy of the soundtrack. Because I know when you picked up the game on the Dreamcast, it came with a CD of like 8-10 songs, something like that, of games, or of the game soundtrack. It's not the full soundtrack, but it's a decent chunk. There is a 2-disc soundtrack available that they produced, but here's hoping that a digital copy comes with a release of the Steam version. I would love to see it. This game is also available on the PS2, and there is a PC version of it currently available. Both of those have issues with the fact that the game had to be slightly redesigned to work on different hardware, so there are even more issues in addition to just like the proofreading. There's some sound issues, some graphical glitches that just make things a little less than what you would expect for a good QA game. But again, if you have a Dreamcast, pick this game up. It's so worth it. I love it. The song that's playing now, I could just put in the background and drift away to for, a good couple hours and just completely mellow out. It's just wonderful. Here we have the cast: Cam Clark, his unforgettable voice, Jennifer Hale, Jodie Benson, Peter Lorre, BJ Ward, Kim My Guest. Cam Clark did a couple of people. He did Risotto and Father Carius. So, yeah, it's a very special thanks to a good number of people. Very special thanks to all of these people to help make this game happen. Special thanks to Game Arts, because at a time where I was chomping at the bit for RPGs, this game came out on the Dreamcast and blew me away. So, yeah. Go play it. Go play it. Like I said, I'm going to try to do an extra video with some of the specials, but this has been the end of Grandia II. I hope you've enjoyed this Let's Play, and I will see you guys in future projects. So till then, later everyone.